Welcome once again the students of class 11. Today I will discuss on some of the problems regarding to the chapter that is states of matter. Now before going to this problem, we have already discussed some of the problems and some questions from this chapter. Now today's the first question is calculate the value of universal gas constant R in SI and liter atmosphere unit. So from ideal gas equation we know that PV equal to nRT. So R equal to PV by NT. R equal to PV by NT. Now in SI unit P has the value of 1 10 to the power 5 Newton meter to the power minus 2. Specifically it is equal to 101325. It is the general value, but we have to take the value of 10 to the power 5 P, and LV equal to 22.4 divided by 1000, that is equal to 0.0224 meter cube. Then T equal to 273 K and N equal to 1 mole. Now putting this value in this equation, that is 10 to the power 5 into 0.0224 divided by 273 into 1. R has a value of 8.314 joule Kelvin inverse mole inverse. 8.314 joule Kelvin inverse mole inverse. And in liter atmosphere unit, here also the same equation will follow, but the value of this data will change. In liter atmosphere unit, P equal to 1 bar pressure, that is 1 atmosphere pressure. V equal to 22.4 liter, N equal to 1 mole, and T equal to 273 K. Now P equal to 1 atmosphere into V equal to 22.4 liter, then N equal to 1 mole and T equal to 273 K. This is equal to 0.082 mole liter inverse Kelvin inverse as mole liter inverse Kelvin inverse. Next, using the question is, write down the question. Using ideal gas equation, explain that the concentration is a function of pressure and temperature. Using ideal gas equation, explain that the concentration is a function of pressure and temperature. So first of all, we have to use the ideal gas equation. PV equal to nRT or PV equal to RT. I hope all of you have written the question that using the ideal gas equation, explain that the concentration is a function of P and T. Now PV equal to nRT. Now P equal to N by V into RT, right? Now N by V is the term, that is number of moles per unit volume. Concentration equal to number of moles by volume, that is we may substitute N by V by CRT, that is it is the C. Now C equal to P by RT, as R is constant. So C is a function of pressure and temperature. C is a function of pressure and temperature. By this way, we can prove this. Next one question, that is, I am writing this question in this board. An air sample containing only nitrogen and oxygen gases containing nitrogen and oxygen gases has a density of 1.3393 gram per liter at STP. Find the weight and mole percentage of nitrogen and oxygen. An air sample containing nitrogen and oxygen gases has a density of 1.3393 gram per liter at STP. Find the weight and mole percentage of nitrogen and oxygen. So only the density is given. We have just discussed about the density and how we can relate the density or introduce density in the PV equal to nRT equation. In the same way, just write down PV equal to nRT. Now here, as we have to calculate the mole percentage, then we have to substitute mole by small m by capital M into RT. Then P equal to M by V into RT by M, or PM equal to M by V into RT, that is equal to DRT, or M equal to DRT by P. M equal to DRT by P. Now just put the value of the data, that is D, density is given 1.3393, this D, and RT by P, R equal to here liter atmosphere, that is 0.082, T, that is at STP, that is 273, divided by P, where P that is equal to 1 bar. So by calculating the value, it will be round about 30. Now next one, that is, next we have to assume, I am clearing this side. Assuming 1 mole of air, and X mole of nitrogen and 1 minus X mole of oxygen in the mixture. Now average molecular mass will be equal to the mass from both of that is X into 28 plus 1 minus X into 32, that is equal to 30, which is given here. Now from this we have to calculate X, and X will be equal to 0.5. So X is the mole fraction of the nitrogen. So 1 minus X is equal to 0.5, that is 1 minus 0.5, that is 0.5. So it is the mole fraction of nitrogen and it is the mole fraction of oxygen. So the question, the first part, that is find the weight and mole percentage. So mole percentage is half, that is 0.5 and 0.5 or the half. Next one, we have to calculate the weight percentage. For calculating the weight percentage, we have to calculate the mole fraction with its molecular mass. So if we multiply weight percentage, weight percentage, that is 0.5 nitrogen into 28, that is 40, and oxygen 0.5 into 32, that is 16. Now as we have to calculate the percentage, so weight percentage of N2, that is 14 divided by 30 into 100, and oxygen, that is 16 divided by 30 into 100. So the answer will be previous one, that is 46.7%, and this one is 53.3%. So this is the answer. So here is the answer, this two part, and here is the two part. This is a very important problem, with your respect. Next one, question. Write the question. At standard temperature and pressure, how many moles of hydrogen are contained in 1 liter container? At standard temperature and pressure, how many moles of hydrogen contained in 1 liter container? So here again, so we will use the ideal gas equation, that is PV equal to nRT. We have to calculate the N. Now N equal to PV by RT. Now the condition is standard temperature and pressure, and volume is also given. P is equal to 1. Volume is also given, that is 1 divided by R equal to 273 is the T, and R equal to 0.082. It is number of mole, that is equal to 0.045. You may write the data, that is 1 bar, here also V, that is 1 liter, here also Kelvin, it is equal to 0.084 liter, atmosphere, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse, then this will liter atmosphere, this is equal to bar, then it will cancel out, and the final unit will be the mole. Next one, you may try it. Write down the problem. At STP, how many grams of carbon dioxide? Write the problem. At STP, how many grams of carbon dioxide are contained in a 3 liter container? At STP, how many grams of carbon dioxide are contained in a 3 liter container? Now we know the value, that is V is also given, pressure is also given. Then we have to calculate the N, and by calculating the N, and as we know that the molecular mass of carbon dioxide is 44, then we have to calculate the required answer, that is how many grams is there. Next, what are the factors on which van der Waals force depends? As we know that van der Waals force is the force which is acting on the nonpolar molecules for the dispersion of electronic charge. Now here are the factors, that is with increasing the number of electrons, with increasing the number of electrons and increase in the molecular size. Increase in the number of electrons and increase in the molecular size is responsible for the van der Waals factor. Now we know that what are the critical temperature, that the temperature is the maximum temperature above which liquefaction is not possible. Now at the critical temperature, as critical temperature is symbolized as Tc, Tc is the critical temperature, and at pressure at critical temperature is known as critical pressure and volume is known as critical volume. Now we can substitute these constant data with the van der Waals equation as van der Waals constant. What are the van der Waals constant? One is A and B. A is the pressure correction, that is due to the attraction within the molecule, and B is the volume correction. B is also called the residual volume. So here Tc, we have to remember only the numeric data, that is Tc equal to 8A by 27 Rb, where A or B are van der Waals constant. Pc is equal to A by 27 B square. Pc equal to A by 27 B square and Vc equal to 3B. Here A and B are van der Waals constant. And by using these two values, that is Tc, Pc and Vc, as R is equal to Pv by Nt. Now putting the value, that is Pc, P equal to Pc, V equal to Vc, N and T equal to Tc, it is equal to 8 by 3. That is, putting the value of Pc, Tc and Vc, we can calculate it is equal to N by 3. We have to delete the term, that is N, because N equal to 1 mole here. So it is the value of R in the critical state, R. Next one, that is what is the dependent factor of vapor pressure? First of all, the two dependent factor, one is nature of the liquid, that means the intermolecular force acting within the molecule, and second one is the temperature. So as the temperature increases, the production of vapor from the liquid also increases, and they will reach equilibrium very fast, and also the vapor pressure will increase. So vapor pressure dependent factor is the nature of the liquid, that is intermolecular force within themselves, and second one is the temperature. So that's all about the chapter, that is states of matter. Carefully solve the problem from the in-text and also try to solve out the problem from the NCERT exercise, the rest part. And second one, on the next day I will discuss on the chapter, that is thermodynamics, which is the next chapter. Thank you.